Vice President Kamala Harris has selected Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her running mate. 5 people died from road accidents on Sunday. Man fatally shot in confrontation with the security forces. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. Vice President Kamala Harris has selected Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her running mate, according to multiple sources. They will appear together in their first joint rally in Philadelphia later today before visiting other battleground states this week. Most people, including myself, was leaning toward Shapiro, as he could bring in a lot of the Jewish votes, but also it could cause her to lose the voters who are of Middle Eastern descent, especially with the turmoil that the Israeli and the Hamas war is causing. The reason for the pick includes factors such as comfort level and that Harris believes Walz would be a good governing partner, according to CNN John King. Harris will make her call with Walz, which will be turned into an official announcement to be sent to supporters today. A small team from the Harris campaign was standing by near the Minnesota governor's mansion to greet him and fly with him to Philadelphia, where he is set to appear tonight with Harris at their first joint rally of the campaign. Over in Jamaica, residents of the Balaclava division in St. Elizabeth are hopeful that they will receive electricity this week. They have complained that despite doing self-help work to aid in the restoration, they remain without power since Hurricane Beryl. Their concerns have been echoed by the councillor for the division, Everton Fisher, who noted that citizens have brushed more than 2 miles of road and dug holes for the replanting of light poles, yet the power has still not been restored in areas such as Roses Valley, Marlborough, Content, Lilliput, and Paradise. He urged the JPS to expedite the work in the Balaclava division so that citizens can be restored to normalcy more than a month after the passage of the hurricane. A motorcyclist died on the Guys Hill main road in St. Catherine on Sunday, bringing the death toll in one day to 5. And it's reported that about 5 p.m., the 38-year-old man was driving the motorcycle with no registration plates affixed when on reaching the intersection with Ragsville, he collided with a Toyota Hiace bus. The police said both drivers traveling in opposite directions veered right in order to avoid a pothole, resulting in the collision. According to the latest data from the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, there have been 231 fatalities from 199 crashes since the start of the year. The motorcyclist was among 5 people who died in road crashes on Sunday. 3 hotel workers who were passengers in a taxi died in a crash on the Brackup Main Road in Trelawney. They are 19-year-old Anthony Walters, 32-year-old Sabrina Downey, and 39-year-old Judy Levy, all of St. Anne addresses. The taxi driver, 59-year-old Marlon Lyons, of a Braco address, also died when the vehicle crashed into the back of a truck. 4 other passengers from the taxi were injured. Meanwhile, 2 of 5 people arrested in connection with last week's major ammunition find in St. James have been charged. They have been charged in relation to lottery scamming after materials connected to scamming activities was found in their possession. And this was confirmed by Superintendent Aaron Samuels, head of the St. James Police. The other suspect remains in custody under investigations for alleged gun running. The 5 were arrested last Thursday when members of the security forces conducted a raid at a premises in Cambridge and seized 347 rounds of ammunition along with 11 magazines. The ammunition and magazines were discovered at the back of the yard, hidden in buckets in a tree. A high-powered weapon was also seized by the Kingston Western Police over the weekend. The Springfield rifle with a magazine containing 13 rounds was found in a black zipper firearm casing bag inside a wall at the back of a premises in Craigtown. No one was arrested in connection with that find. Meanwhile, the prime suspect in last month's triple murder in Upper King Street in Montego Bay, St. James, has been charged. John Lee Roach, 32, has been charged with 3 counts of murder, shooting with intent, and illegal possession of a prohibited weapon. He has been charged for the fatal shooting of 17-year-old Jaden Bennett, 26-year-old Rashawn Williams, and 62-year-old fisherman David West. The victims were killed during an attack in their community on July 9th. The accused and one of his alleged associates were challenged by a police team following the shooting, but they managed to escape. 2 illegal guns were seized following the gun battle. Roach later surrendered to the police in Trelawney, and he is also under investigation for other serious crimes committed in St. James. A man was fatally shot on Sunday during a reported confrontation with members of the Jamaica Defense Force in the Kingston Western Police Division. He has been identified as 33-year-old Kennel Brown, otherwise called Dangles, of Bread Lane, Kingston 14, and Crooked River in Clarendon. Reports are about 11 p.m. Members of a JDF team were on patrol in a service vehicle when on reaching the vicinity of Charles Street and Bread Lane, several people were seen gathered near the end of the street. Brown reportedly ran from the group into a nearby premises but was chased by the soldiers, and it's further reported that he was shot when he pointed a firearm at the soldiers. A Taurus 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 3 rounds was taken from him. An investigator said a bag taken from Brown contained 10 rounds of ammunition, 1 Pixton walkie-talkie radio, and other contrabands. The police are now probing the circumstances surrounding the shooting death of a man in Lime Bottom, Ocheria, St. Anne on Sunday. The deceased has been identified as 27-year-old Demaine McLean. It's reported that about 2:40 a.m. residents heard explosions but did not take any action. About 6:30 in the morning, Mr. McLean's body was seen on the roadway near his gate with bullet wounds to his chest and his right arm. Mr. McLean was pronounced dead at hospital. On to sports. For the first time in nearly half a century since the Montreal Games in 1976, Jamaica will not be represented in the women's 200 meters final at the Olympic Games. First-time Olympian Nisa Berger and Lana Tava Thomas failed to advance past the semifinals on Monday at Stade de France. Both women finished fifth in their respective semifinal races, missing out on Tuesday's evening's final. Berger clocked 22.64 seconds in her heat, which was won by American medal favorite Gabby Thomas in 21.86 seconds. Great Britain's Dina Asher-Smith was second with 22.31 seconds, and Frances Helene Parisot clocked a personal best of 22.55. Thomas, who placed second at the J3A's national championship, ran 22.77 seconds. Brittany Brown of the USA won with 22.12 seconds, followed by Great Britain's Daryl Nita with 22.24 seconds, and Jessica Gabal of the Ivory Coast, who ran a lifetime best of 22.36. Jamaica's national champion over the distance, Sharika Jackson, pulled out of the competition on Sunday. Meanwhile, US have now taken over the lead in the medal standings after tying China with 21 gold medals. Overall, the US have 79 medals to China 53 and will definitely grow that from the 200 and the 400 as these are sure medal events for the US. And if you ever missed the news on this station, please go to YouTube, type in Jamerican Undiluted News, listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep it going. That's news and sports on your favorite radio. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.